or Kamma Bija that arise, they arise due to our own son or defilements or Lobha, Dosa, Moha. Therefore, we can stop them from arising. You may want to hit the pause button and let this idea sink in. Whatever Dhamma or Kamma Bija that arise, they arise due to our own son. Therefore, we can stop them from arising. This is the Buddha's solution to the problem of suffering. As long as we keep fueling the rebirth process by generating karma seeds for future lives, our suffering will continue. Dhamma here are the karma bija or vijnana established in the karma bhava via our abhisankhara. This is very important to understand. So we will discuss this in a bit more detail. Let us take some example that we took in the last desana to analyze this situation. As we discussed, a large oak tree will not arise unless there was a seed in the first place. Now we see that when one attains the arahanthood, one stops making new karma bija or seeds for future births. Just like an oak tree will not arise without a seed, we will not have a future rebirth in any of the 31 realms if corresponding karma bija are not present. However, even an arahant will have karma bija that were created before attaining the arahanthood. So how is it that those karma bija do not give rise to rebirths? The key is that there must be suitable conditions that need to be satisfied for those karma bija to germinate, so to speak. Again, we can use the seed analogy to clarify this second aspect also. We can keep a seed without even germinating for thousands of years in a cool, dry place. However, if we take that seed and plant it in the ground and provide water and sunlight, then it will germinate and grow to become a tree. Even though an arahant will not produce any more karma seeds or karma bija, he or she would have existing karma bija created previously in the life and also in previous lives. Those old seeds, in principle, can give rise to new births. However, just like a seed will not give rise to a tree unless suitable conditions are present, all those existing karma bija will not give rise to new births for an arahant, because suitable conditions will not appear for them to germinate, so to speak. When one attains the arahanthood, two things happen. One will not generate any more karma seeds or karma bija. That is the first thing. The second thing is that one will not let an existing karma bija to germinate and to give rise to a new birth. For example, Angulimala killed almost 1,000 people. Then within a couple of weeks, he became an arahant. So all those karma bija were there, and probably millions of other karma bija from previous lives as well. But he would not grasp a new bhava or one of those karma seeds at the moment of death. The paticca samuppada will not get to the upadana paccaya bhava step because he would not upadana anything in this world. In fact, there will be no akusala mula paticca samuppada cycle even initiated for an arahant. Therefore, even if millions of karma seeds may be there, not a single one gets to germinate. Now we can see the full meaning of the verse, Yankinchi samudaya dhammang, sabbantang nirodha dhammang. All dhamma that give rise to things in this world can be completely neutralized so that arising of all sankata can be stopped. This means one's world can be stopped from arising. Of course, the world will be there after the parinibbana or death of an arahant, because there are an infinite number of living beings at any time powering the world, so to speak. However, that suffering-filled world would not exist for that arahant after the death or parinibbana. So we can see how interconsistent Buddha Dhamma is. It is a pleasure to be able to explain each of these wisdom-filled verses from various suttas. However, one must be familiar with the fundamental concepts to be able to figure out these deep meanings. In order to fully understand what we discussed above, one must have a good idea about Dhamma with a long A, which are really Kamma Bija. This was briefly discussed in the Desana number 2. Let us talk about it a little bit more just to make sure. By the way, it is also a good idea to read the post, What are Dhamma? A deeper analysis. What are those things in this world that we crave for? All of them can be lumped into one category called the Rupa. So let us discuss this Rupa in order to get a deeper understanding. Now, Rupa are not merely objects that we see. Those that we can see are called Rupa Rupa or Varna Rupa to separate from other types of Rupa. They are things made of solid matter. They are people, trees, mountains, etc. that we see with our eyes. Seeing of Rupa Rupa is called Chakku Vijnana in Pali. Those types of Rupa we can also touch with our bodies. This touching sensation is of course different from the seeing sensation. Even though our touching sensation is not able to identify the object as clearly as the seeing of sensation, it is a totally different sensation. When we see something, we only get the mental input of what it looks like. But touching is physical contact with the body or kaya. We can feel the texture of the object. We may generate a good feeling when we touch a soft cloth, but it is painful to come into contact with the tip of a needle. Whatever we touch is called pottabba, and the touching sensation is called kaya vijnana in Pali. Then we can also touch such material things with our tongue and taste them. This tasting of some types of rupa is called jivha in Pali. That is a different sensation than the touch with the rest of the body. We can feel whether something tastes good or not. This is called jivha vijnana in Pali. When we smell things, that is also by direct contact with solid matter, even though only very fine particles enter the nose and provide that smell sensation, which is called gandha vijnana in Pali. So we see that seeing is different from touching, tasting and smelling. In seeing objects, we don't make direct contact with the object. Light bounces off the object and come into contact with our eyes. Then an imprint of what the object looks like is registered in one's mind. Then there are sounds that we hear, which is called sota vijnana in Pali. Here again, our sense contact is indirect, like in seeing. When we hear a dog barking at a distance, that sound reaches our ears as vibrations in air. Therefore, all sense inputs to us via the 5 physical senses originate in a material object. Chakku vijnana or seeing arises due to a material object. A sound is emitted by a material object, whether it's a dog or a train. With our 5 physical senses, we experience the outside world that is made up of physical objects. In addition to those 5 physical senses, we also have a 6th sense faculty, which is unknown to science. This is the mana indriya located in the brain. What is detected by this mana indriya are called dhamma with a long A at the end. This is different from dhamma as in Buddha Dhamma. Dhamma are basically our memories and hopes and dreams for the future. Those dhamma that are detected by the mana indriya are also rupa, but which cannot be seen and therefore are called anidassana rupa. Just knowing that basic fact is enough for our discussion here, but those who want more information can read the post. What are dhamma? Those are rupa too. Those rupa that are detected by the five physical senses are in our physical world. Those things that we can see, hear, touch, smell and so on. Those dhamma that we detect with our mana indriya are in our manoloka, which is experienced by the mind via the mana indriya. You may want to read the post, Our Two Worlds, Material and Mental. All those six types of rupa, including dhamma, are called external or bahijja rupa. The only difference is that dhamma are rupa lying below the suddhashtaka stage. They are just energies, not yet condensed to the suddhashtaka stage. You can read about those details in the above post and other posts referred to in that post. We detect those six types of external rupa with the six types of internal rupa. We normally consider our eyes, ears, nose, tongue and the body as internal rupa that we use to see, hear, etc. However, while those physical sense faculties help us experience the external world, actual sensing is done by our mental body or the gandhabba, which has six very fine rupa called pasada rupa created by karmic energy. So it's okay to take the combined two sets, the physical sense faculties and the set of pasada rupa to be our internal rupa. As far as rupa are concerned, there is nothing else in this world other than those six types of internal rupa and the six types of external rupa. This is important to understand. We use those internal rupa to experience the six types of external rupa and thereby to generate mental impressions of them. Those mental impressions are included in the four mental aggregates of Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara and Vijnana. So the Rupa Khandha give rise to the other four aggregates of Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara and Vijnana. Of course, the combination of internal and external Rupa belong to the matter aggregate or the Rupa Khandha. For now, let us just focus only on the Rupa Khandha. In the last desana, we discussed why all Rupa are called Sankata. The word basically means something that arises because our Sankhara or due to our Sankhara. We discussed how Sankhara give rise to Sankata in that desana. So I hope it is clear that Dhamma are Rupa and they are also Sankata. They are created by the mind. In a way, they are the most important Sankata because they are the ones giving rise to future rebirths. They are called Anidassanang Appatigan Dhammayatana Pariyapanna Rupang, or Rupa that cannot be seen or grasped or detected by normal means but can be detected only by the mana indriya. You may want to read the post Anidassana Vijnana, what it really means. That and other relevant posts discuss further the connection between Vijnana and Dhamma or Kamma Bija. So when one gets to these deeper levels, one starts seeing those deep connections and that makes one joyful. There is no joy that can even come close to the joy of Dhamma, understanding the true nature of this world. It is at this point that one becomes joyful and not depressed about the possibility of getting away from this suffering-filled world. It is like a dense fog being melted away. One starts seeing the true nature. This is the Yatha Bhuta Jnana that the Buddha declared upon attaining the Buddhahood. I will just mention a few more verses that express these key ideas. For example, Venerable Sariputta, before becoming a bhikkhu, attained the Sotapanna stage when he heard the following verse from Venerable Assaji. Ye Dhamma Hetu Pabbava Tesang Hetun Satagato Aha Tesanchayo Nirodho Evang Vadi Maha Samano. When we translate that, it reads, those Dhamma that give rise to rebirth or Punabhava arise due to causes, and these causes the Tathagata or the Buddha has explained as the three sons, Lobha, Dosa, Moha. He has also explained how to stop them from arising. So that is the meaning of that verse. You may want to think about this verse and see whether it's possible to see this meaning in that verse. We can discuss this in the discussion forum. In particular, the word Hetu Pabbava has a deep meaning. It comes from three words, Hetu, Pa, and Bhava. Hetu means causes, Pa means repeated, and Bhava, of course, means existence. So that single word means causes for future existences. This was also discussed in the post Pabhassara Chitta, radiant mind, and Bhavanga. Then there is the following popular verse too. Imasmin sati idam hoti, imassa uppada idam uppajjati. Imasmin asati idam nahoti, imassa nirodha idam nirujjati. Again, we can discuss this and any other related verses at the discussion forum, if anyone is interested. We have discussed the required fundamental concepts in this set of desanas. I also want to mention that a systematic progression to deeper aspects of Dhamma is presented at the Living Dhamma section. Those posts refer to other sections at the website for additional details. The last subsection on Nama and Rupa to Nama Rupa is at the deepest level. If anyone has unresolved questions, they can refer to that section, and of course we can also discuss at the discussion forum. Now, there are even more deeper explanations of the anicca nature, and those we can discuss at a later time. For example, in the Girimananda Sutta, the Buddha asks Venerable Ananda the question, Katamancha Ananda Sabba Sankharesu Anicca Sanya, or Ananda, what is the correct perception or Anicca Sanya about all types of Sankhara? Then the Buddha provides the answer. Idha Ananda Bhikkhu Sabba Sankharesu Attiyati Harayati Jigucchati. Ayam Vucchati Ananda Sabba Sankharesu Anicca Sanya. Translated, it says, Ananda, all sankhara are like meatless bones without substance to be rejected like urine and feces. That is, Ananda, how one should perceive all types of sankhara. So the Buddha compared all types of sankhara as being useless, without any profit, and even more, to be discarded like urine and feces. However, it is not possible for one to really grasp this deeper aspect of anicca nature until one gets closer to the anagami stage. Until then, we all have the sanya vipallasa, that at least some sankhara can lead to happiness. We have discussed sanya vipallasa in the third desana. So we may discuss this deeper aspect expressed in the Girimananda Sutta at a later time. It is not needed for the Sotapanna stage. This concludes the initial set of 5 desanas on Tilakkana. May the blessings of the Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha be with you always.